When the news about the adaptation of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series was announced, fans were thrilled. But when the last episode aired on Christmas Eve last year, those who had read the books were a little taken aback. Like any other book-to-series adaptation, The Wheel of Time was different from the text. And in this video, we will talk about some instances that did not go in line with the series we know and love. Were the changes for better or for worse? Keep watching to see what we think. First, different perspectives. The first season skips the prologue that Jordan started world building from, which, interestingly enough, was published after the first book in the series, The Eye of the World. The Eye of the World follows the perspective of the sheep herder, Rand, which means that it's pretty obvious that Rand is the main character and the dragon. However, in order to keep the gears in the viewers' minds turning, trying to place a name and face to the lead, the show positions Moiraine as the main character for the first few episodes. Because the characters in The Two Rivers, other than Rand, got some introduction, we got a better grasp on their stories. For example, we felt the stakes of Moraine's quest more intensely. We witnessed Egwene's Woman's Circle initiation and also saw glimpses of Mat's family problems and Perrin's relationship with his wife. All of this could not be taken in as well if it were only narrated by Rand. More Aes Sedai? Moiraine, along with Liandrin, reunites with two noble Aes Sedai, Karine and Alanna. These two are part of the Green Ajah, which is also known as Battle Ajah, but neither of them are part of the Eye of the World. In fact, Karine was featured in the prequel called New Spring, and she died in search of the Dragon Reborn. Alanna also appeared in New Spring as well as The Great Hunt and the rest of the series. In The Eye of the World, Moiraine, Nynaeve, and Lan spend a lot of time searching for their lost companions, but the subtle change in the storyline and bringing Logain and other Aes Sedai is a smart move. It doesn't only highlight the different kinds of Aes Sedai, but also incorporates the conflicts between Ajahs. Plus, it catches the readers by surprise, and not in a bad way. Next, Tale of a Fade. In the first book, a Fade chases Mat, Thorn, and Rand down in Whitebridge. Tom decides to battle it and pushes the boys to let him deal with it and run. From Whitebridge to Camelin, the two lodge at many inns and farms, and one of them belongs to the Grinwell family, who are happy to have them. In the show, however, they encounter the Fade at the Grinwell's farm instead of Whitebridge, and it massacres the family. The rest of the interaction is the same as the book, with Tom tackling the Fade and telling the boys to run. Previously, the show got rid of Layla, which was uncalled for, but here the Grinwell's newly tragic fate is essential to the story. It emphasizes the savagery of Fade's attack, because of which we realize just how much danger Rand and Mat are in, as well as the extent of Shaitan's evil. The massacre, in addition, makes Mat doubt himself. Was it him who killed Grinwells with his mysterious dagger? Is he the Dragon Reborn, fated to go mad and destroy the world? This whole train of thought begins with Fade and the Grinwells. Where is Camelin? It is no news that a lot of destinations from the character's journey have been excluded from the Wheel of Time, but the omission also includes Camelin, which, objectively speaking, is quite an important place, and not just because of the fact that much of the Eye of the World is spent trying to get there. Camelin is also where Rand has some important encounters, but not to fear, because everything that happened in Camelin takes place in Tar Valon. Through this, we also get to see a peek into the White Tower of the Aes Sedai. So Rand still meets up with Loial and Ogier, and he still watches Logain being paraded through the streets by the Aes Sedai in the show. The Logain scene also takes place differently. Logain is now gentled, and Rand does not see him alone. Rather, he witnesses the whole spectacle with Mat. In The Eye of the World, Logain can still channel, and Rand watches him alone. Logain actually sees Mat in the show and laughs maniacally, which once again serves as a misdirection to the viewers about the Dragon Reborn's true identity. However, some people from Camelin are missing, namely Elaine and the daughter heir of Andor, chief among them. But don't fret, because showrunner Rafe Judkins confirms that she is going to appear in season 2. Now, the White Tower fiasco. In episode 6 titled The Flame of Tarwin, the Wheel of Time continues to develop the politics of the White Tower, which is far sooner than the books. The Aes Sedai got a lot of screen time, and their leader, the Amarylline Seat Sion Sanche, is also introduced, who first appears in the second book, The Great Hunt. If we don't count the prequel, we get to witness the whole debate about what to do about Loghain, Liandrin's never-ending scheming, and also Moiraine and Sion's romantic relationship. In the episode, we're also caught off by Moiraine's request to Sion to exile her, an entirely new plot point because of which Moiraine's dynamic with her sister could change. However, there is still a chance that her goodbye to White Tower isn't the last one, because Moiraine's oath specifies that she can't return until the Amarylline Seat. Nevertheless, that doesn't change the fact that the scene is bad, because it shows Moiraine's sacrifices, her life and her time with Sion, just to find the Dragon Reborn. Next, Faldara. In the 7th episode, our heroes, excluding Matt, find themselves in the city of Faldara. There, as in The Eye of the World, they get in touch with Lord Agelmar and find out that Lan is the uncrowned king of Malkier. But there are some parts of their time in Faldara that are different from the books. Let's start with Min. Initially, our travelers are supposed to meet with their seer of Baralan, but the little get-together took place in Faldara, and rightfully so. Her visions would have made it apparent who the Dragon Reborn was, and the showrunner did not want to do that. In addition, some of her visions in the show differ from those in the books, such as the sparks battling Shadow. However, most of them are copied almost word for word from Jordan's work. Somewhere else, Perrin spots the merchant Padden Fane, who he thought had died. In The Eye of the World, Moiraine catches Fane and interrogates him until he has to disclose his connection to the Dark One. In the show, the mystery goes on for at least another episode. Plus, Lan and Nynaeve's romance truly begins in Faldara. The book, Lan actually rejects Nynaeve's advances despite caring for her. Although we only read about the interaction through Rand's eyes in the books, it's nice to witness it up close and personal in the show. Their relationship timeline is moved up, but Henny and Robin's chemistry has definitely made it up for the change. Next, The Eye of the World. In order to understand how the finale, titled The End of the World, differs from its source material, you need to know what the actual Eye of the World is. In the books, it's a pool of the amount of unstained Sidon, which is the male half of the One Power, needed to either shut the Dark One in his prison forever or release him from it. Guarded by the tree-like Green Man, it only shows to those who really need it. In the show, Green Man is absent altogether, which makes the journey to the Eye easier and smooth sailing. There is also no pool of Sidon. Instead, Rand is given a powerful Sangreal to channel it with by Moiraine, and the Eye becomes the site of combat between original dragon Luz Theron Talaman and the evil Balzamon. Now we have the Battle of Tarwin. First things first, let's have a moment of silence for Lord Agelmar and Lady Amalissa, who died defending the city of Faldara. This death was so untimely, to say the least, because neither of them actually die in the books. Nevertheless, the importance of the dangers of the battle between light and dark are emphasized by their deaths. We also see the harsh consequences of using too much of the One Power in Amalissa's case. In this battle, we get to see why Rand parted ways with Egwene, Nynaeve, and Perrin for the show's climax. In the books, the three of them, plus Matt, emerge alive post their encounter with the Forsaken. But since Rand was the main character, we don't go deep into their experience. Thankfully, they actually get to do something here. Nynaeve and Egwene channel with Amalissa and help destroy the Trolloc armies with the One Power. It was Rand who does this in the books, so Rand fans might have been mad about his absence here. However, it is true that characters that are not Rand got a moment to shine because of this. Final thoughts. Let's be honest, translating the whole book series into visual form is impossible. Dense is an understatement when it comes to describing this fantasy series, which contains more than 4.4 million words. Luckily, the parts that needed to be emphasized were emphasized, and the show even managed to expand on the source material, all while staying true to the story. That is all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.